Couple questions, man. First and foremost, do you think, yeah, let's get into it, man. Popular topics, man. Let's get straight into it, man. Do you think black people benefited from slavery? That's the question. This first topic is coming from NBCnews.com. The Florida State Board of Education has approved new African American history standards for public schools, which include controversial language suggesting that some black people benefited from slavery by developing skills for personal benefit. The standards also cover the perpetuation of violence by and against African Americans during race massacres. The Florida Education Association, a teachers union, criticized the new standards, stating that they represent a step backwards and fail to provide students with a comprehensive and honest understanding of African American history, I should say. The updates were required by a 2022 law known as the, quote, Stop Woke Act, which has been criticized for its approach to teaching African American history. Now, why specifically would people support the school board deciding to say that African Americans had some benefits in slavery? Let's be honest. Let's be objective about it. Teaching history should include a balanced and comprehensive perspective, acknowledging both the positive and negative aspects of historical events. That's if we being objective. Recognizing the contributions of individuals, including those who were enslaved in various fields such as blacksmith, shoemaking, I should say, teaching, that can also provide a more nuanced understanding in history, and encouraging discussion about difficult topics such as violence and racial tensions in history can help students develop critical thinking skills and deeper understanding of societal complexities. So if you don't just tell them, yeah, they did suffer, it was this, they beat them and this and that. If you tell them the positive stuff, see the glass half full, then they can get a deeper understanding. Maybe they can see things more objectively, make their own decisions and come up with their own conclusion rather than telling them slavery was bad. This is supporting that system and saying that slavery was beneficial. Now, as a black person, hell no, I don't think slavery was beneficial. No. Niggas was beat, kidnapped against their will, forced, sold off into slavery, separated from their families. It can go on and on. But the point is, objectively speaking, did black people benefit from slavery? Now, specifically, this article says some black people benefited from slavery. Can we be honest? Probably so. Let's be honest about it in general. Could they have benefited from slavery? Learning how to crop, learning how to make shoes, learning how to weld or blacksmith, I should say, teaching different things. Yeah, of course you were limited. You weren't supposed to read and write and things of that nature. But nonetheless, you were taught the trades. You were forced to trades. Will we have learned that on our own? Possibly. We were forced into it though. Nonetheless, we were taught that. Black people were, I should say. So you could say they benefited by gaining certain trades, becoming tradesmen in certain fields. Yes, they benefited from it. But everything else was against their will. So yes, I will say black people did benefit from slavery. Some of them did. Clearly not all of them. Clearly. But at the same time, don't be teaching kids and say that it was benefited. Just if you want to look at both perspectives, do that. But don't glorify slavery though. I'm not with that. But let me know what you think. That's just what I think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. I got another topic, as a matter of fact. This one is actually coming from apnews.com. The Francis Howell School District in St. Louis, Missouri has revoked the anti-racism resolution passed in 2020 that aimed to address racial discrimination. The new conservative board members elected since last year voted to remove the resolution, which had promised to speak firmly against racism and promote racial healing for black and brown students. This decision is part of a broader trend in intense political battlegrounds and school board elections, with conservative political action groups pushing for actions against teachings on race and sexuality, the removing of offensive books, and the termination of transgender inclusive sports teams. The district's decision has sparked protests and concerns about the future direction of the board's policies. They're saying that this school board in St. Louis is wilding. By the way, this is, I think they say 87% white, and the majority of, this is the biggest school district in the state of Missouri, by the way. 87% white. And they say, listen, we're not, it's not our responsibility to promote or fight against racism. It's not our responsibility. As the school district, you would think initially, yeah, it is your responsibility. What are you talking about? But let's think about it. The resolution that they presented to fight against racism didn't have any clear definitions, didn't have any specific effectiveness plan, like plans to effectively address this situation, essentially. School boards should prioritize educational matters and avoid these divisive national politics. That's the type of stuff that politicians, grown folks, and other people talk about. Why do the kids have to worry about racism and fighting against it and that type of stuff? Also, they're saying that critical race theory is too complex for kids K through 12 is what they're saying, and they say it shouldn't be taught to them. So yeah, let's just stay away from that. It's not the school's responsibility necessarily to be fighting against racism and promoting racial healing. We just here to get them the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, get them ready for the world and get them up out of here. I could kind of understand that, if I'm being honest. I could kind of understand that. We're talking about the schools. You're holding the school responsible for fighting against racism. Think about it. Depends on the type of school that you're going to. 87% white people in this school. Do you think they give a damn about fighting against racism? Probably not. Let's think about it. Historically, they had to fight just for black people to go to white schools for integration. They had to fight the school districts for that. School districts didn't want this. Let's just remember that. There were specific schools for black communities, specific schools for white communities. And what I'm saying that this is, if they're not favoring you, if they're not showing support for you, why even try to go to the school or school district? Go to an all-black school or or brown school district. Why even try to go to these? Yes, it's the majority. It's the biggest school district in the state of Missouri. It's in St. Louis. I mean, what can you do? Certain situations, I understand. Fight for your right. Fight for equality. But I feel like it's the parents' community responsibility to teach your kids certain things about your culture's history. And you know, you teach them about racism and stuff like that. And when certain situations come up, you teach them how to deal with it. I'm not going to leave the school responsible for fighting against racism. Now, if y'all promoting racism, that's something else. But I don't think the school should be responsible for fighting against racism necessarily. Y'all are acting like some hoe. Never mind. Let me chill. But y'all should be acting like something. But I think we're giving the school too much credit. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Oh, and this last topic real quick. Yo, girl, Carly Russell. This is just an update from the, what we talked about in the last episode. This is coming from apnews.com. Carly Russell, the Alabama woman who disappeared after reporting a toddler on the highway, has confessed to fabricating the story of her kidnapping, according to authorities. Her attorney provided a statement apologizing for her actions and stating that there was no kidnapping. The Hoover Police Department announced the development after casting doubt on Russell's story, and they are now investigating where she was during the 2 days she was missing. Russell's disappearance had garnered national attention, but investigators had come skeptical of her account as evidence suggested she had planned her actions beforehand. That's crazy. Now, a lot of people say they saw this from the beginning. Some of the things that she was saying and it was leading up to, it seemed sketchy. She weren't filling in the holes pause. Then some people were saying, regardless, we supporting black women, regardless, there's too many of us going missing. We need to just get us all the attention. I'm with that. I understand that. But baby girl, this ain't that. This girl lied. Doing Lord knows what. It's only a matter of time until we might find out what happens, and then you really might have to start and be like, yeah, okay then. The fact of protecting black women, we already know that, especially as a black man. I know that. But the ones that continue to support her or make up an excuse or defend her in some type of way, you're not being objective at the least, but you're not being accountable. You're not being accountable, and you're not holding her accountable. We should all hold her accountable. Now the question is, should she do time? Should she get locked up for lying, wasting resources? I'm pretty sure it was other calls of black women, black children being missing during that time, and they were all focused on this. Now, should she do time? At first I said yeah. Part of me still want to do maybe like 90 days or something, like in a little jail or something, because this was some BS. But at the same time, I gotta point the hands at the media. Why did the media nationally choose to pick up this story? As someone in media, I know you get to choose your stories. Now, the news is something different. There's still higher ups that make that decision. But my question stands. Why did they choose this story? Now, a lot of people are saying because there's a white baby involved that they chose it. But who knows? Point is, media chose this story. Unfortunately, it blew up in her face. And if you still making excuses for her, you lack accountability just like her, and you need to get shunned in the black community. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let's switch it up, man. Yeah. Let's talk about music and the audio audit now. You know what I mean? All right, so I listened to the homeboy, hometown kid, Babyface Ray, straight out of Detroit. He got a project called Summer's Mine. Listen to this on YouTube Music, no endorsement. Shout out to YouTube though. This was 16 tracks, 47 minutes. Pretty decent project. You know, I like my projects to be between, no shorter than 30 minutes so that I don't take it serious. Or, I don't take it serious. And then no longer than 45 minutes so I don't get bored. This was just outside 45 minutes, so I'm not mad. 4 songs that stood out to me out of 16. Leaving London, All-Star Team, Lil Tyler Flow, featuring Los and Nutty, and Big Meech Holiday featuring King Hendrix. All-Star Team was hard. Pause. Big Meech Holiday, that was another one that was hard. Them two really, really stood out to me. That King Hendrix, I don't know who he was, but his flow on Big Meech Holiday was pretty nice, dog. I ain't gonna lie. He actually made the track. Now, this is the only thing that I gotta say against Babyface Ray and a couple other Detroit artists. It might be other rappers, but specifically these 2 rappers from Detroit. Maybe it's all rappers from Detroit. These niggas get to getting in a booth and rapping like they barely got their mouth open. Like they just don't give a damn. That's the way that they rap. That's their tone. I understand that's their voice. That's what's selling. But man, they really get to going in their phone like this, and it sound real good to the being like, man, if you don't even just pick up your bro, it's like, bro, come on, man. It's literally what it sounds like. So that's the only thing that irritates me, bro. I'm like, enunciate, open up your mouth, pause, bro. Pause. But say something for real, bro. Other than that, I guess you just gotta go off the vibe, the flow. And those couple tracks did stand out. 4 out of 16, that's 25%. That's not bad. Actually, it is pretty bad. He probably could have reduced down the number of tracks that he had on there or something like that. In my honest opinion, the rest of the tracks, they weren't bad, but they just didn't stand out like these 4. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think about Babyface Ray as an artist. Let me know what you think about Summer's Mine as a project. Or let me know any other project you think we should do an audio audit on. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let's switch it up, baby. Now we talk about movies and TV shows we seen and scenes I saw. Corn stream, you know what I mean? All right, first one we talking about. I didn't want to do this first, but pause. We here now. Underrated. This was the documentary, actually. Hour 49 minutes. Hour 49 minutes on Apple TV Plus. No endorsement. This was about the remarkable coming of age story of Stephen Curry, one of the most influential, dynamic, and unexpected players in basketball history, and his rise from an undersized college player to a 4-time NBA champion. Now this was interesting. I just stumbled upon this on Apple TV Plus on the same day it was released. I'm like, all right, let me check this out. Now, it's basically it kind of runs parallel. It runs two stories simultaneously. It runs his NBA career story, basically from when he really got injured recently, like 2018 or something like that. And then it goes with his college career, him starting going to college and all the way to getting drafted. It runs both of those simultaneously. So it turns out what I learned, his first college game as a Davidson player was against Eastern Michigan. His first college game against my alma mater. He had 13 turnovers, folks. His second game he played, and then he played his first game, both games in Michigan at Ann Arbor. In Ann Arbor at Michigan, Chrysler House, whatever. He played Michigan next. That's when he ended up scoring like 30 plus. He said he ended up gaining his confidence. They took an L to Michigan, but that's when he gained his confidence. I think this was in 06 or something like that. And I'm like, ain't that something? His first game in college was against my college. That was nice. But anyway, it started off in his college, his professional career, I should say, with him breaking the three-point shooting record in the NBA. So that's where it starts off. Then it alternated in between the two. It basically just showed moments in his college career and his professional career where he was underrated, overlooked, underdeveloped. You know, the news was just counting him out, and then how he had to basically just fight his way up again. So I mean, it makes sense. It's Stephen Curry. He's probably still overlooked. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't write him off in what I feel like he should be in, like top 5, top 10 players of all time, and or at least point guards, for sure. But this brings a question to me, right? Overall, did he have a tougher career than LeBron James, who was number one? He was the number one prospect coming out of high school. Did Steph Curry have a tougher career? Basically, would you rather be underrated and achieve historic success, or be a number one prospect, and meet expectations of success? That's essentially Steph Curry and LeBron. Steph Curry was underrated, over succeeded. LeBron came in, number one prospect, had a lot of expectations. I guess subjectively speaking, a lot of people would say he met those expectations and success. So who had the tougher career? Which one would you rather be? Underrated and overachieve, or number one prospect and achieve expectations? I'm gonna go underrated. It makes for a greater story. Now the hype is obviously number one. You get all the accolades and the hype, you know, for the longest time. You got to keep that in mind. LeBron was famous since he was like 16. Steph wasn't getting all that attention. You know what I'm saying? Even in the league his first couple years. So it's just interesting to think about. But nonetheless, underrated, a documentary on Apple TV Plus, no endorsement. I actually recommend this. If you saw it, let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. Switching it up to this next project real quick, actually. Oh man, look at that right there. All right, switching up to this next movie we watch, actually. They Clone Tyrone. We watched this on Netflix, no endorsement. 2 hours and 2 minutes. 2 hours and 2 minutes. Long as hell. This was a comedy / mystery. A series of eerie events thrust an unlikely trio onto the trail of a nefarious government conspiracy. Look at my phone going off. Anyway, a drug dealer, a pimp, and a hoe find out there's an underground lab that runs experiments on the black community to keep chaos in a balanced world. This is very, very interesting. It was a little silly. I really couldn't even see it as a comedy, to be honest with you, but it was still kind of silly. Like, it had the tone of being serious, but it was too silly to be serious, but it wasn't funny. If that makes sense. But Jamie Foxx is in this. This is his first movie, actually. I guess his first big premiere movie coming out since he's recovered and made a video and been out, whatever, recovering from the hospital. Nonetheless, this movie is all right. What I did like about it is that it has deep messages. It talks about the three major things that influences and that basically makes up the black community. And that's food, music, and what was the other thing? Food, music. Dang, I forgot. But anyway, it was food and music for the most part. It was getting into fried chicken. It was making everybody act a fool, just like the Popeyes chicken was. And the music, they had control over black people through the music. So that was the other thing. So it was like, man, this is actually touching on some. Oh, and then through the perms, hair care products. They was talking about because black women get these perms. It was a few other things, but it was like, wow, this is some truth to it. It had everybody running around saying straight. Yo, it was a little bit deep. Pause. So if you see it for that, you'll be like, okay, this is a message to how they are actually literally still influencing and experimenting on black people. And they kind of pointed that out. So it's very timely. If you take it for that, it'll be an interesting movie. If you take it for what it is on a surface level, it's probably gonna be very, very stupid. It's not that funny. I probably laughed once or twice, but I felt that was forced. But anyway, that's just what I think. Let me know what you think. They cloned Tyrone on Netflix, starring Jamie Foxx and that other dude from Star Wars, the black dude. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386, man. Last subject, man. Last segment. Let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man Pots and Pan. Let's get into it, man. First and foremost, talking about the NBA real quick. In regards to the NBA, Kyrie recorded a triple-double in his Drew League debut, by the way. 20 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, and he did it all in his brand new sneakers from Anta. It's the Anta Shockwave 5 basketball shoes, by the way. I actually have a link to it in my description. Kickscrew.com currently is a website that does have it. It's been sold out everywhere else. He wore the like I said, the Shockwave 5s. They're all right. I mean, when it comes to shoes and like newer shoes, newer designs, it's all a little bit different. So many different new designs try to be so unconventional but stylish at the same time, but then comfortable. But then with the athletic shoes, you gotta actually have a purpose to it. So nonetheless, it's all right. It's all right. I mean, they look like they're selling for about between 100. They go up to like 200 or something like that. I'm pretty sure resale they probably go even crazier. But that, you know, if you're a Kyrie fan, you might love it. I'm pretty sure they're selling out in a few other places. Sneakerheads, they having a hard time finding it. But you know, he got busy in them shoes though. They didn't bust down on them like Zion Williamson's shoes did when he played. But let me know what you think about Kyrie new shoes. I got the link in the description. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call him to the show. 313-466-4386. Oh yeah, we got to talk about this because another off-season story with the NFL actually, bro. NFL suspends Denver Broncos defensive lineman Iyuama. I'm gonna say his first name because his last name even more complicated. He was gambling on NFL games, man, on league games. They say he played for Iowa State University and was entering his second season with the Broncos. Was due to report to the team's training facility in Inglewood, Colorado on Tuesday. He played in 8 games in his rookie season and had 17 tackles. He can petition for reinstatement in 1 year. So, yeah, it's another NFL player. He ain't the first, and he probably not going to be the last. Thing is, he was only his rookie season, going into his sophomore season, and already, you was gambling your rookie season, bro. You that addicted? All right, I'm not judging. Let's keep it moving. I want to talk about the fact that there's a bunch of different NFL players that has been getting caught and suspended gambling in June. Isaiah Rodgers, Rashad Berry from the Colts, Demetrius Taylor also from the Colts. They got suspended to the end of the 2023 season. Nicholas Pettis-Frere from the Titans, betting on non-NFL games at one of the team's facilities, suspended for the first regular season games of the 2023 season. April 21st, Quintez Cephas, CJ Moore of the Lions, Shaka Tony of the Commanders suspended for betting on NFL games last season, 2022. The league also said Stanley Berryhill and Jameis Williamson of the Lions would be suspended for the team's first regular six-season games of the 2023 season. There's a bunch of players being caught and being suspended. If they really caught everybody, these are just the ones that's getting caught. If they caught everybody, we probably wouldn't have a season. With that being said, I'm asking, should NFL players or professional players have the right? Should they be able to gamble on the games that they're playing, in the leagues that they're playing in? I'm going to say yes. But you should not get caught betting against yourself or against your team. That should be completely illegal. Completely illegal. I think you should have the right to gamble, but the league should be able to look at your bets on any accounts that you have, and it cannot go against your team. That way we know you at least betting on yourself. That's what I'm talking about. Prove that you betting on yourself. Bet on yourself, that way we know you playing as competitive as possible. That'll be nice. I'll take that. I'll take that. Other than that, if you betting against yourself, you go out there, take an L, or not scoring as many points just because you trying to, nah. That I don't like. That I don't like. You should be suspended then. But other than that, I think professional players and NFL players should be able to gamble. Other than that, we ain't gonna have no season. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about this. Got a big fight coming up this weekend, as a matter of fact. We gonna get into that in a minute. Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. They're gonna be fighting October 28th in Saudi Arabia. That should be an interesting fight with Tyson Fury, heavyweight fight right there. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, August 5th. That's 10 rounds. That's still a plan as of right now that I know of. Then we got Earl Spence Jr. versus Terrence Bud Crawford this weekend, Saturday, July 29th. Might be Sunday, I don't know. Point is, who you got winning that game, that fight? Maybe I'm biased. Maybe it's my algorithm. I see a lot of people favoring Terrence Bud Crawford. I'm going for Terrence Bud Crawford. That's why I say maybe it's my algorithm. I just want to see a good fight. I don't give a damn who fight. Let me just say that. I don't care who wins. But if I had to choose, I'm going to choose Bud. But I don't care who wins. I want to see a nigga get knocked out. I haven't watched the actual fight live and seen a nigga get knocked out in so long. Not a big major fight at least. So let's see somebody get knocked out. I'm tired of these going around, going all 12, 10 rounds, and then it being made by decision. I hate that, bro. We're tired of that. Especially paying for these expensive ass pay-per-views. Let's get a knockdown. Let's get a knockout. Please, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody trying to be undefeated. Cut that out. You can get a knockout, get knocked out, and still have a good career. Ask Manny Pacquiao. But other than that, that's it in regards to sports, man. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let's switch. Thinking out loud real quick. I was just thinking not too long ago because my son, he recently, he peed in the bed that we was sleeping in. So I was thinking back to when I used to pee in the bed. And I thought about, especially in the black community, when you pee in the bed, you gonna get your ass whooped. I don't want to hear none of them excuses. They might sit down. My dad sit down to talk to me. He get off work. He got his little factory suit on. I know I'm about to get my ass whooped. I don't care how smooth he talking to me. I used to be like, why can't y'all just sit and just really come to why we can't talk about why I'm really pissing in the bed? And really come to a resolution, because it's something mentally really going on with me. And I was just thinking about that. And then I thought, if I'm that patient with my kid, I talk to him, does that make me soft as a parent? Is that why people say our generation is soft? That's just me thinking out loud. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show, 313-466-4386. But I'm out of here, so obviously, so don't do that. Hey, but listen, man, before I get up out of here, do me a favor. Kick it with KCMC on all social media at KIW KCMC. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Threads, Twitter, all that at KIWKCMC. That's just Kick It with KCMC, the abbreviations on all social media. And show some love to my sponsor, per usual, Team Elite. They on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, all that at Team Elite 313. That's TEAMELITE 313. And check out their premium urban-based athleisure wear. That's T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tech fleece, jogger sets, varsity sets, and more. It's all on their website, teamelite313.com. Ask your mom, baby. Appreciate you kicking with KCMC. This is episode 30 of season 9. If you've been rocking with me, you know I like to switch up my season. So this will be the last episode of season 9. Closing out the season, going into season 10. We're going to switch some stuff up. Actually going to separate some shows. We're going to have more shows on this channel. I appreciate you subscribing and supporting the channel. Subscribing to check out Talk. Subscribing to Kick It with KCMC. We got more content coming from you. Me and KG working on some stuff. More other shows coming in. If you got this far in the video, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the alert so you know when we're going live. We might pop up on your ass at any time, man. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. I got a link to my single also in the description. I got 2 singles out, Juice and Hands and Knees. Good ass shaking song for you. Check it out.